There we So much lead up. Welcome to the Glacial Musical Podcast. Of course, I am Nick de Blam Blam, joined by my good friend, the Raging Cajun, Don William Fontaine de la Tour d'Autrive, and of course, the guy who always gets ready to be squished up and turned into delicious paste, Keefy Chickpeas. How are we doing today, buddies? Okay, as we all know, that is rhetorical. Here's how we do this: greeting, beer, vinyl, news, shirt, and scammers calling me. Followed by the meat of the week, and this week the meat is Guns N' Roses' "Use Your Illusion 2." My beer of the week is apropos of everything, and I hit that was with the bill of my cap. Don't yell at me, Keefy. I am St. Louis Pilsner by Urban Chestnut Brewing. Pip, pop, pip into the lager glass. What you got, Don?
The Pabst Blue Ribbon. We have a long, complicated relationship, but I just can't quit her. Ah, there we go. Keefy, what you got, baby?
I'm muted. Guess what I'm drinking? An actual liquid death.
Oh,
Pepper lime in my Run COC koozie. Very.
You need to stop messing. You need to pick a spot and go with it.
Yeah, surely. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Rock and roll. It's not a problem. You can stop. It's rock and roll.
I wonder if I'm going to have another one of these or something else.
Did you just kill
So
that
it's good
one?
to see you, gentlemen, again. We have not seen each other in less than 7 days, so that's tremendous. My vinyl check this week, I got a twofer. First, we got to kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. Anybody know what that is?
Kick him up.
Dirty Laundry by Don Henley.
Yes. Really?
Got this in Wisconsin for the princely sum of I don't know how much at an estate sale. We only spent $35 total, and I did get 4 records there, so I mean that's pretty good. Got my Adidas hat, rocking the stripes. And my second record of the week is a mistake because I did not realize what I was purchasing. I got Sepultura, which apparently is a COVID-era live album featuring folks like Dave Ellison, Scott Ian, Danko Jones, Phil Rind. Why is my microphone doing that? I don't know any of those people. Devin Townsend, Emily Barreto, Alex Skolnick, Matt Heafy. Don't know them. Don't know him. Mark Holcomb. Don't know him. And Filthy Animal Phil Campbell. I did not need to buy this. I regret it. What you got done?
So I happened to pick up a really nice find while we were in Wilmington over the weekend, which we'll talk about a little bit in my news segment. But I picked up Cowboys from Heck. And I remembered Nick talking about how the color was definitely not right. And I was like, well, maybe it was just his. Yeah, no, it is every single fucking one of these things. And look at this.
How many minutes done?
Oh shit. Stop it. How many minutes was that? Oh, wait. Okay.
3.5.
You're all getting a copy of Whipped Cream and Other Delights. But anyway, this is supposed to be coffee. And what was it, Nick? Like coffee and cream?
Whiskey brown.
Whiskey brown.
Whiskey brown splatter.
That's like the weakest whiskey I have ever seen in my life. So I'm going to let you guys say, well, what do you think it is, Keefy?
Cream soda and cum.
Oh, my Lord.
I love it. Dude, everything's got cum. Everything, dude. I'll come everywhere.
Why do you think I changed my name to get rid of my last name? It's because of all this crap.
Yeah, we have never called you Nick Cummeron, but it's there for the taking.
Oh, dude.
I am a person that has my last name made fun of my whole life, even now. And we have never called you Nick Cummeron on this show, but now it's your new name.
I'm going to call him that all the time.
I don't make fun of your name. You know the joke. It's the
Nick Boom Boom Cummeron.
It's blom blom now.
It's a verb. It's a noun. It's perfect.
So, Nick, what did you call it? I mean, I know you had huh?
Can you guys hear me? I mean, am I quieter than I was before?
Okay, Omar, cut this. Nick, go to the gear icon down at the bottom. Okay. click on audio and deselect automatically adjust mic volume.
Oh, in StreamYard.
In StreamYard, yeah.
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay, good. There you go.
I call that root beer didn't floated.
Root beer floating in cum.
No,
we all float down here, Nick.
Oh, there we go. It's the it splatter. It's the it splatter.
But anyway, I have to say, for being an album that never, I don't think, did it come out on vinyl initially at all?
Mm-hmm.
Or it must have been a pretty small run though, I guess. But anyway, it sounds incredible. Like, it sounds really good. And I was reminded just how great this album is. And I have to say, it is better than power metal, surprisingly. But
I feel like
there was a European and a US press. The European presently goes for $210, and the US pressing presently goes for that's CD.
Slightly bent cover here, $20.
They did not. It was not released in the United States on vinyl, just Europe and Japan.
So see, like, this was the only little ding. You can't. It's like a little crease right here.
But yeah. I will echo that. I have that same pressing, as we know. I checked it a couple of months ago, and it's tremendous. It's a very, very good pressing.
It sounds like it was mixed for vinyl, which is ungodly real.
So it was mastered for vinyl. They always master them for vinyl.
I believe, after Dimebag Darrell's death in 2004, all the Pantera major label releases were remastered for a box set that came out in like 2008, 2009, and they were remastered by Sterling Winfield.
Oh,
and Vinny had final approval on. Vinny and Philip and Rex were all given final mix approval.
The purple thing?
Pardon?
I'm looking at a complete studio albums box set from 2023.
Oh no, but there was a CD version of that first. Vinyl wasn't that big again yet.
This is on Rhino, so it's $150 for all 5 of them.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's not a bad deal.
That's about 4 more Pantera albums that I need, but
that is incorrect.
I need one more. Actually, I need 2 more. I still need. I might as well finish the set. I need Far and I need Trend.
You have Reinventing Steel. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was on sale for like 40% off at Joe's Records.
Yeah, well, that's why.
That's impressive.
Joe's STL. Not a sponsor of the show, but maybe someday.
The kid wants to work there.
That'd be amazing. Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Go for it, Keefy.
Nick and Don only 1 force today. I also have a 1-4. You did a 2-for. Again,
you just associate, just like whatever. Fuck that.
The minute you start talking, I hear like. It is 12:31, and you have heard the last minutes of PBS, your National Broadcasting Center.
Once I start talking, the next thing Keefy hears is, Keefy, you're up.
And you've been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast, the Ghost Cult Joy. That's the next time I am actually conscious. I'm sorry. I don't have narcolepsy, but I kind of wish I did. So I have a 1-4 today. Melissa and I on Friday had lunch with a dear friend of mine and his wife, Jorge and Tanya. Jorge from my band Angst that is back on hiatus, but perhaps will be not on hiatus forever. They were facing illness and could not make it to my wedding, so we all went out to lunch.
Before you pull that out, can I ask, is that a BDSM sex toy that you're holding?
It is not a gimp mask or any kind of ball torture gag thing.
Okay, it just looks like it. I'm just asking questions.
In addition to just gathering with us and hanging out and looking at wedding photos and talking about life and catching up, and belated happy birthday to Jorge. He turned 50. He brought me this gift from the COC show in San Francisco that I missed because it was the week of my wedding, with the brand new good God, bad man bag. And what's inside?
COC series when?
Yeah, definitely. Soon.
Yeah, definitely.
So he brought me this really nice present. that I really had no clue it was coming. It is their new album, COC, Corrosion of Conformity, Good God, Bad Man, autographed by the band.
Oh,
Bought at the merch
wow.
table. So it does kind of have an Obi strip, but a cross. I don't know if that counts.
Did they charge extra for that, like MC Chris?
I probably, because I'm guessing.
Why do you got to bring that up?
Bands have to make a living somehow.
It's trauma. I know, Nate. Sorry.
MC Chris, respect to him for keeping it real. But anyway, there's a strip across the thing. I've seen a few of these in my time. Two double album for 2026, and it's pretty amazing. It's definitely one of my top 10 records of the year so far. The other things will still come out, but I'm trying to unsheath it without breaking the seal.
Don't break the seal. You'll be peeing all night.
I broke the seal twice in the last hour. I know. Okay. So we have the gatefold front cover and back cover dealio. Cool, trippy photos.
Oh, nice.
Stuff in their studio.
And
it's Nuclear Blast.
Does that stand more in the cover?
He recorded the album, but he's not in the band anymore.
Oh, right.
They have a new drummer.
Okay, good. That makes sense.
In the Mylar with the paper, nice, because Nuclear Blast cares, and this is
more and more common.
Straight up black vinyl, but I'm not mad at it. With the old school, this logo looks like really cool. I have to pull this out to share it. How cool it looks! It's no splatter or anything, but look at this old-fashioned label. Looks like the old RCA label.
Oh, I love that.
I really love that.
Amazing.
So that is my check. Thanks, Jorge, and thanks everybody. We're all just living the dream. News check, Nicholas.
Unfortunately, the first news check of the day is a sad piece of news. R.I.P. Frank Beard of ZZ Top. It came out last week, which we probably would have news checked this week, that he was stepping away from the band, dealing with health issues, and now we see what happened. So I am very happy to say that I did see ZZ Top once with the original lineup before the bass player died, whose name I do not recall. Not Dusty Baker, the other one. Frank Beard, ironically, the only one in the band without a beard.
Dusty Hill. Dusty Baker is a baseball manager.
Oh, yeah. He managed the Cub. I hate that guy. Not very much, apparently. It's border. My hate for Dusty Baker is apparently bordering on indifference. And my microphone keeps changing, and I wish it would stop. I think I need to be... Okay, anyway. My other bit of news this week is I saw Guns N' Roses at the Busch Stadium 3. The first Busch Stadium was actually Sportsman's Park, renamed Busch Stadium, because he was not allowed to name it Budweiser Stadium. So then August Busch Jr. brewed Busch beer with his last name. The second one was August A. Busch Memorial Stadium, and this one is just straight up Busch Stadium. It comes from a different time. The other one's not the new one. Anyway, so this is the 5th scheduled concert for Guns N' Roses in St. Louis. The first one was with AC/DC, which was an opening act. As Keefy discussed, they went late at the arena. The second one was the infamous Guns N' Roses Riot, which took place 35 years and 1 week ago from the day we record this. The next concert was 2017, as I know that because I saw a t-shirt on the way out the door, for the Not in This Lifetime tour, which continues to this day. We are now, I jokingly called it 10 years. I thought it was less than 10 years, but no, we are at 10 years of this tour. 10 mother fudging years with only an EP release in that time. So the next show was 2024, which was canceled due to something. I call it Blue Dot Fever because it sold very poorly. Axl called it a throat issue, but he did play the next night in Cincinnati. So you do you, I'll do me. For the 5th time, Guns N' Roses was scheduled in my fair city, St. Louis. As remember, I'm drinking the I Am St. Louis Pilsner today. I went down to get a beer because they didn't have the beer I wanted in the fancy seats that I accidentally purchased and completely forgot about purchasing. To this day, I do not have any recollection of buying the tickets.
Were they much more than the regular tickets?
Don, I don't know. All I know is I had tickets. We went in, we got hot dogs, we ate them outside in the heat like chumps, and then we go upstairs to our seats, and there's air conditioning we could have sat in, not like chumps. So I ate my bratwurst in the AC, not like a chump. I don't know. I mean, I no recollection of buying the tickets. I mean, I assume I did it. That's all I got. I don't know if I was upgraded or what. But yeah, so the crowd for Public Enemy was less than robust. That was the photo I sent you, gentlemen. They did play about 17 songs. They did play Bring the Noise, 911's a Joke, Welcome to the Terror Dome, and a few new songs. So I didn't know they dropped a new record last year, so I'll be buying that on the shortly. Chuck D did shout out the Cardinals, was wearing a Cardinals jersey. Of course, shouted out the greats like Bob Gibson, Curt Flood. Curt Flood was an African-American gentleman who sought to unionize baseball and was blackballed from baseball. Now they make $35 million a year if you suck. Sorry, Curt. He also shouted out Joe Baez. I forget Baez's first name. He's only been on the Cardinals for 3 days, so you really can't blame me. Brother Man hit 3 home runs in his first 3 at-bats in the major leagues. So, special. And he also talked about characters on St. Louis Magazine, Worldwide Magazine, and St. Louis Community Access television show. So, you know, he's been here many times, and he loves us, and that's great. I love hip-hop. I will die on the hill of hip-hop forever. But live, it only works in a venue that is perfectly wired for sound. Seeing Public Enemy in a stadium was less than satisfying. And it had nothing to do with the band. It's just the way the genre of music works live, especially in a cavernous ballpark where only 15,000 people are in the seats. So it was too echoey. It was just bad sonics. Again, nothing to do with the band. They went at it. I didn't know Public Enemy toured with a whole band and 2 DJs. So that's awesome. Kind of like, you know, gives me some strong vibes from the Coup, which of course Public Enemy was probably doing it first. Then as I was getting my beer during Guns N' Roses, Axl comes on stage and he says, "I'm sorry to tell you, but we have been told we only have 30 minutes until some major storms are coming through. So we got to stop in 30 minutes. We get back up to the seats. He finishes knocking on heaven's door, and he goes, "Okay, they just informed me now. We got to get off the stage, so we're going to play Paradise City and then go." So, and then they had to get off the stage. And what Axl Rose should have said was, "Thanks to the lame-ass weather, I'm going home." Thump. That was the mic drop. Come on.
And then all of a sudden, this guy pops up and goes, "Hey, wait a minute. Axl, I'm going to take your picture. Then you can talk to Riot." Hey.
That's great.
Tremendous.
Don, you have been a 10 of 10 on these Guns N' Roses series.
Oh, Don. Cheers, Don. So, but as we're walking down outside, I'm like, it's not even raining. They're overreacting, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as we get to the door, it looks like there's a bucket being poured over the entire city.
Oh, my God.
So we went back a ways to get around, so we wouldn't have to go through the super dense crowd. We just go through a little bit extra. And as soon as we get out the door, we look and see, oh, crap, we can't go that way on the stadium. So we were at first base. Keefy will understand this. We're at first base. And we had
I know about baseball, remember? I like baseball.
Don, the adults are talking.
Fuck you.
I meant me.
Yeah, well,
so we're at first base, and we have to get to just on the other side of home plate on the third base line, and it's blocked off. So in buckets of rain, we had to walk all the way around right field, center field, left field, third base, home plate, and then after that trip, 6 more blocks.
Did you almost say buckets of blood?
I did. I almost said buckets of blood. Buckets of blood coming out of people's heads by Sam Peckinpah. Pretty strong meat there. That's a deep Monty Python cut. Anyway, so we got 17 songs. They had played 29 the night before. We got Welcome to the Jungle, Bad Obsession, Mr. Brownstone, Hard School, It's So Easy, Yesterday's, Live and Let Die, Double Talk and Jive, Slither, which Slither was amazing, tremendous. It's So Easy was heavily processed. But I will agree with Danny that no tracks were used for Axl. But there were a lot of tracks used for the backups. Even Lawyer Wife noticed the tracks, and she doesn't notice tracks. Moving on, Dead Horse, Estranged, Atlas, Chinese Democracy, Knocking on Heaven's Door, / Guitar Solo, Sweet Child of Mine, and Paradise City. All in all, I think I'm happier with the shorter show. Because I don't know that I need 4.5 hours of Guns N' Roses in one night. It's like Bruce McCullough said about our love is like a Bruce Springsteen concert. It's not that good. It's really long, but what energy! So that's my news for the week. Glad we went. No idea how much we paid for it, so I couldn't tell you if we got our money's worth. But it was a fun time, and then afterwards we headed out to the bar, had a couple of beers where we were doing a pregame, because I cannot go to sleep after a concert. I got to chill out for about an hour. So that was that. Here we go. Don.
All right, so my news real quick. So we did go to Wilmington last week on Thursday and Friday night to see 2 nights of Brit Floyd in Wilmington, and I am not a fan of tribute bands. I just never really did it for me, and I think they're kind of silly sometimes, but they were fucking amazing. Like, we saw them a couple of years ago at Red Rocks when we had gone out there for me to see Sarah McLachlan, and the night before her show, Brit Floyd was playing there, and Lizzie was like, "Why not? Let's just, while in Rome." So we got tickets, and I was so impressed and so blown away. And they did an amazing 2 nights. They did. The first night was not the full wall, but was dedicated, more centralized around the wall, and just peppered with other tracks. And it sounded absolutely amazing. Second night, the first set was like a mix, and the second set was Deicide in its entirety. Closing, of course, with Comfortably Numb, Wish You Were Here, and then Run Like Hell, which absolutely slayed. They are so much fun. So I mean, if anyone, I don't know if you guys have seen them or whatever, but if
I haven't seen them,
if anyone's a Pink Floyd fan, like, this isn't like settling. I mean, you're really gonna get a good.
It is settling,
performance,
but that's okay.
No, it's not actually really settled. Like, settling to me would be going to see one called like The Machine or something like that. One of those like.
Oh, weird, no, settling is seeing Red, White, and Floyd in St. Louis.
or if you're living in Myrtle Beach, they have American Floyd, which I can guarantee you sucks. But
Lawyer Wife has gotten a lot bigger on tribute bands over the years, because as she's realizing that most of these bands are just tribute bands anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, there's more original members.
We're seeing a St. Louis-based Led Zeppelin band featuring the drummer from Keefy's favorite St. Louis band, The Urge, and they're also playing with an Ozzy tribute band and a Heart tribute band.
Fantastic. They used to be.
I've seen 2.5 of these bands live, and for reality's sake, so I count Page and Plant as half a Zeppelin.
So do I. Absolutely.
I saw that.
Yeah.
All right. Your news done, Don?
No, I got one more piece. So anyway, the show is great. Go check them out. If you're a Floyd fan, enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Musically, creatively, they do a lot of great job. The visuals are fantastic. It's really just like a Pink Floyd that was put in the dryer and just kind of shrunk down. Fantastic. But my other news, just because if anything for the headline, was that Poison's Rikki Rocket quoted on why now is the right time for him to release a memoir, and it was, quote, "I didn't want to embarrass my parents when they were alive."
I think probably what's more appropriate is, why is now the right time? Because that
is there a right time for is there a right time for Rikki Rocket's memoir?
Yeah, because the mortgage is coming.
You know what though, we're at that age now where, like, musicians from our youth are getting up there. And I have to say, I'm glad to see more of this happening because, you know, again,
I have no interest in a Rikki Rocket or anyone from Poison biography.
Oh, his book's gonna be really cool, man. He's had quite a life, dude. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like him.
I think it's gonna be I oinked X many chicks and I snorted frog many drugs. That's gonna be his book. $10.
No, I think he's gonna talk about his cancer and all this stuff like that, and his all that good stuff. And I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fun book. I think it's gonna be a fun read. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. And that's supposed to come out a week after my birthday on September 15th. Well, a week and a day after. So on Rare Bird Records. So I'm looking on Rare Bird Books. So and I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be a fun read. So, and that's my news, and I'm sticking to it.
I kind of stopped supporting Rare Bird after some stuff came out. But anyway. Disappointing.
You'll have to spill the tea on that for me then.
I am. Yeah.
After hours.
They put out Frank Bello's book. I was huge into them. I bought everything they put out. They also fucked over another author I like, who they like shelved his fucking book for no fucking reason I can think of, and he can think of. So anyway, news. What in the ass is happening with Slipknot? Talked about this a few weeks back. I've been talking about it on my show every week. TMZ 2.5 weeks ago dropped a stunning report from someone inside the Slipknot camp. Sid Wilson, DJ guy, Sid Wilson, kicked out forever. No details. Nobody said anything. Sid didn't say anything. The band didn't say anything. One comment from a member of the band was like, "Don't believe everything you read." More to come on that. Then he is out and about in LA.
It looks like more to come on that, yeah.
TMZ doesn't, ask him for a comment. He doesn't comment. His bio still says, "I work for Slipknot," blah, blah, blah. Then Kelly Osbourne has a kid with him. They were formerly engaged. They got engaged back to the beginning, broke it off the start of this year. She put him on blast with a bunch of posted and then deleted social media stuff that was, of course, immediately screen grabbed and shared. No one wants to be around you. You're on drugs. How about paying some child support? I'm pretty sure Kelly Osbourne doesn't need child support with the billions of dollars she has, potentially. Not kidding. Billions.
No doubt.
So then more news comes out that it's because of Sid's behavior towards other members of Slipknot and his drug use. He does an event where he definitively says, "I'm still in Slipknot." And then Slipknot posts the thing, "Sid is no longer associated with Slipknot in any way, shape, or form ever again, and we wish him the best on his future endeavors." And
you can't fire me, I'm staying.
That's maybe legally, that's why. And then Jim was like, who had said, like, "Don't believe everything you read." He's like, "Even I didn't believe it. I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm surprised as you are. I didn't think he was fired." Like, fans are fucking melting down on Reddit and other places about this. Does it matter who's in Slipknot? Even Corey and Clown have said, like, there's a future where no members are in Slipknot, and it's like their two sons and the kids from the neighborhood. No, it's going to happen. I mean, here we are.
They're going straight Kiss.
Well, that was Dave Brocky's. That was Dave Brocky's plan.
Yeah, but Dave Brocky was GWAR.
Well,
no, but he was talking about completely franchising it out.
Don't ask what's his face who fucking hated.
Let me rephrase about Brocky. Brocky said that well before it was even close to retirement.
Oh yeah. In an interview with Omar. Cut this.
He said it in an interview on VH1.
Yeah. Like, I expect GWAR to continue long after I'm not in GWAR anymore, and I'll write comic books and do other things. And
I heard him say that because we all wear masks and we play characters,
he wanted another
GWAR could exist for thousands and thousands of years. I know, and that is where GWAR Incorporated wussed out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this: like, by not having an odorous, I feel like it's a little. I don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of people jumped off the train when Brocky died. I love Blothar.
Dude,
He's
I
a
love
great
Blothar.
character. I love Michael. He's good, like literally a lineage to the beginning of the band. X-Cops is awesome if you've ever seen them or know them. I think I have the vinyl. Nick maybe does. And
No, I got Death Piggy.
And
yeah,
I
have
actually
that
saw
too.
them. I saw X-Cops twice.
Yeah, X-Cops is fun. And that's
Who did that?
ghost guitar going
Oh,
down.
don't touch your mic, Keefy.
I didn't touch my
Sniff it.
swipe.
I heard a mic. Just saying.
You heard it. You heard the guitar fall over. Anyway, no one knows what's going on with Slipknot. I do have to just read to you this incredible press release that I've just sent to me, and then I'll be done with my news. Over the Edge, featuring Mickey Thomas, because we are kind of an unofficial Mickey Thomas podcast. Over the Edge reissues their acclaimed melodic rock album from 2004 with the unmistakable voice of Mickey Thomas.
Wait a minute.
Starship and Jefferson Starship.
When did we become a Mickey Thomas?
We
podcast?
did like a month in a row where you would not shut up about Mickey Thomas.
Oh, it's Mickey Thomas' Starship. It was Starship's
Yeah.
Mickey Thomas. It was
So,
Thomas's
you know,
Mickey
look, I
Starship.
love Frontiers SRL as a label, and I love Black to Black has Megadeth and Biohazard and Forbidden's new album coming out. But no one was clamoring for this album. I don't remember coming out when I definitely was a music journalist in 2004. So you like, oh, anyway, I don't know what to say.
I wasn't listening. What's coming out?
Yes, there it is. Over the Edge featuring Mickey Thomas.
With and whom?
Frontiers 30th anniversary edition or triple X anniversary edition.
Mickey Thomas and whom?
Just Mickey Thomas, as far as I know. I don't know who else is in the band.
Oh, so kids from the neighborhood. Or
Here we
kids
go.
from the
Big
studio.
Spice, Kenny Wilkerson, Fabio Grossi, lead guitars, a whole bunch of people. Oh, Richie Kotzen, Neil Sean, Steve Lukather. So that's kind of interesting.
Wow.
Okay. That's cool. But like, yeah, I also don't care. I don't care.
I have no interest in this whatsoever. I
It
have
has a
the
song
Starship
Over the
record.
Edge from
Never
the band
listened to
Over
it.
the Edge on the
Okay.
album Over the Edge. So you
The
know it's
heavy
gonna
metal
suck.
natty hattie.
You know it's gonna suck.
Oh, wait. So you're saying Black Sabbath and Heaven and Hell? Does Heaven and Hell count? I don't even know. Did we decide?
I don't
Count
know.
on what?
It doesn't
The heavy
count
metal
because they were
natty
Black
hattie?
Sabbath when they put it out.
Okay.
The dog is there. Is he okay? Is he pooping?
No, he's.
Talk amongst yourself. You might need to go out. Yep. Run. Anyway, so fun. Anyhow. Poop. And now it's just me and you.
Well,
Anyway,
catch John
we
up
will
when he gets
pause.
back.
Let's pause the shirt check for a second, and I will come up with another news thing. Have you been looking at the Sphere prices again lately?
I haven't checked in about a month. They were back to
Your
like 5
life
and
burns
6.
faster. Oh, Don is back. That was really quick. You just let him out to go poop somewhere else in the house. Cool.
I just let him down. I'll let Lizzie take care of him.
Oh, that's great.
Here you go,
We appreciate
Dr.
you,
Wife.
Dr.
There's
Al.
there's shit coming your way. Literal
Yeah,
shit.
there's some
Deal with it.
terrible, horrible.
Deal with it.
Listen,
I'm podcasting for tens of fans.
I said, honey, Ozzy's gonna puke, and she was like, okay.
Does he just run out and poo in the yard, or you walk him to go poo?
No, he goes right out. He goes
All right.
right out into the backyard. But
Too much dog talk. Shark is getting hungry
Oh,
for
the shark
meat.
is out. I don't have mine out today.
When is Shark
was-
Week anyway?
Shark Week is every
Shark
day
Week is
in
a
my
couple of
life.
weeks ago for me. That's how I got out of going to a play.
I think Nick was having a shark day today earlier.
Dude, yeah.
I don't know what you ate at Nickel Poker last night or whatever.
No, I didn't. I went to El Maguey, and I got a seafood chimichanga.
That's a mistake.
That'll
Seafood.
do it. That's all you
Seafood.
had. Seafood.
Not shrimp, not fish, seafood.
It said what was in there: rando fish, shrimp, and theoretically crab.
Don drinking the beer with the shark hand.
Let's move. Can we move on to the shirt check, please?
We can. We have a lot of songs to get through officially.
Mayhem. Don, go.
Creepy Glasgow Gal Radio, awesome online radio show that plays nothing but old time radio horror type stuff.
Oh, that's
Good
fun.
stuff. Yeah, it's great. I'll send you guys a link. She's fantastic. But
And I am wearing my Meth Syndicate X-Files Songs in the Key of X They Want to Believe shirt. This is from the TV series soundtrack, not the movie soundtrack. But anyway, with all the
laces out, Marino.
monsters of the week from the X-Files. It's time for the meat of the episode. I do. Nick, did you have anything you wanted to share at the top here before I take over?
No, I'm good.
All right, let's dial it back. Where do we last leave off with Guns N' Roses, the Riot, which we were a little premature on, but I'll allow it. Let's take it back a little bit earlier. What is going on after GNR Lies? Geffen wanted a follow-up to Appetite for Destruction as fast as possible. And GNR does what GNR does. They do things their own way in their own time whenever the F they want to. And that is what is real. But Geffen was hoping to have a sophomore album out by 89. That came and went. Nothing happened. They stayed on the road for 26 months, and only GNR Lies came out, which did sell 10 million. I mean, 10 million is nothing to sneeze at for a second record.
Even back then, however fake that shit is, for it to have 30 million sales in your first two albums in 2.5 years left in the 80s, hella impressive, even in that age of excess when real album sales were real and not fake, and barely a Columbia house back then. So, yeah, I don't want to redo this Riot again, although I think it's very apropos that fans are still mad about the Riot today, and even with the shortened show because of rain and threat of loss of life and Axl's TMJ lockjaw thing that he had a surgery for. That sucks. He may have had like a tube put in his ear, and then they went on tour like a couple of days later. Wild. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to redo the Riot again because we have a lot to cover today, right? And but I just think a lot of things are happening. The band made it on the strength of their relationship with a perfect storm of things happened. The right band at the right time, a fairly flawless debut album, the best manager in the business, Alan Niven at the time, Geffen putting a whale of money behind them, we're a major label now. Here's a bag of money. Make it, buy radio spots, buy advertising, buy them on the Aerosmith tour, all these things, and it all worked. Like every single thing worked. That's why that record sold so many copies. It's great, and the machine behind them was also gargantuan. So a few things are also happening. Their drugs are out of control. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, mostly drugs, and a little bit of rock and roll. So, difficulties are arising. Axl, in his mind, he's having a whale of personal problems on top of drugs and partying. Volatile relationships. He dates and forces Erin Everly, who Sweet Child of Mine is about to marry him. Then he's like horribly violent and abusive to her before, during, and after their marriage. Quickly tries to shack up with Stephanie Seymour. And once told Erin Everly, I think you and Stephanie Seymour were twin sisters in a past life, and she ate you, and that's why I want to be with her now. Some crazy shit.
Say that.
Also, the chick that we talked about at Rocket Queen is also several songs on Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 are about her. That's the chick he shared with Izzy, and they shuttled her back and forth between the two of them and maybe double teamed her. And then Axl boned her in the studio for Rocket Queen and made Izzy watch and blah, blah, blah. One of the reasons Izzy ended up leaving eventually. So basically, there's two mindsets. Axl, the record label was like firmly with Slash, and the rest of the band was like, go in, write another 10 badass songs, come back. Axl was like, we absolutely cannot repeat we can't repeat Appetite for Destruction. We will not do another Welcome to the Jungle. We will not do another album. We have a whole bunch of songs we wrote that are new. We have a whole bunch of songs that have been kind of in the back pocket that we didn't use. And we're going to do it our way different. And so two things are happening. They start demoing a bunch of songs, and Axl is like Brian Wilson, bugging out, creative, but bugging out about what he wants. An orchestra, a choir of singers, all these backup people writing and welcoming in different guests. They can't even find someone to agree to produce it or mix it. Enter Axl's first choice to mix, to record, and produce the album, Mike Clint. Previous podcast series on Megadeth, we talked about how the first third of Rust in Peace was finished by Mike Clint, and then he fucking bailed. And Max Norman had to bail him out. And then Max Norman ends up going on to produce the next few Megadeth records. But Mike Clint bails the minute Axl calls him. And he is the guy, because he's patient, he can collaborate, he's getting the best out of everybody, but like he's Axl's guy. And it starts to become Axl versus the rest of the band. And at a certain, like, other people are being pitched to come mix it, and they're spending crazy hundreds of thousands of dollars just to do demos and just to get rough mixes on demos. And Axl was going around Hollywood and playing them for people. At this point, Skid Row had opened for Guns on a headline tour, and him and Baz became like this, and they still are very close friends. And Axl and Aaron and Baz and his ex-wife Maria, maybe she's still his wife, I don't know. They would like double date and go on vacations together and travel all over the world and drop in at bars and jump on stage and play songs together. Crazy shit, crazy antics, these people. So just to kind of tie it in a bow, basically halfway through the album, Axl says, listen, I will not deliver the rest of this album unless the band fires Alan Niven and does whatever I say from here on out. It's my way or the highway. It's my band. I'm taking over. We're going to install our road manager in as the permanent new manager. Alan is fired, or I won't make this album, and you'll never get another thing out of me. I'll go solo. Everybody blinked at that threat. Alan, who saved their lives, made them what they were, built the band, fired. And he was like, okay, fuck it. I've had enough also. And in my interview with Alan that you can watch on YouTube, link in the description, Alan basically said it like the whole band knew they caved, and that was it. They were never going to get, like, not an upper hand, but never get an equal hand on the wheel ever again with Axl. All the guys. And this is the sowing the seeds of Izzy being out. Steven is basically, they made up their mind to fire him. Steven turned on to drugs, apparently, by Axl and Slash, really, really hard drugs like heroin, and then fired because he was a heroin addict, and he sued the band. Other drummers come into audition, but they settle on Matt Sorum, who Axl does not like or did not like, but he was formerly of the Cult and mostly a touring guy. It's not like he played on their big albums or anything, but he was like the touring drummer, and he's a badass. He's so superior to Steven as a drummer. He
was also on Tori Amos's debut record
and a bunch of other things. Yeah. Just to like, before I go further, I just want to bring in this thing. So the first song that ever comes out from GNR that ends up on Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 is Knocking on Heaven's Door, which was on the soundtrack to Days of Thunder, the Tom Cruise movie in 1990. And that's a cover, and it's pretty much a rote cover of the Dylan classic. And then it's basically, I wish they would stop doing it live, because I don't require 14, 18, or 21 minutes of that song, of that vamp for 10 minutes. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't need a reggae version. I don't need anything.
Lawyer wife quite upset that we missed most of it.
Sorry.
Give me some reggae.
Give me some reggae. Horrible. Also, the next song that comes out is the final song that Steven played on, which is Civil War, which is why that drum sound and that drums sound different than the rest of the album, although apparently that album was mixed multiple times, and Axl and Slash, Roger and Dave Gilmour, that whole thing too. Whereas, like, I want this mix and I want that mix. And November Rain was mixed like 18 separate times, and there were 4 or 5 different versions of it apparently out there. Just like, you can't imagine, like, to me, this sounds miserable to make a record like this, like where Axl is constantly like,
it took 3 years to make.
3 years, and they missed every deadline. Even it was supposed to come out in April of 1991, and they missed that, blew right past it. Like, he refused to like give. I appreciate the artistic vision. I don't think that vision is matched up mostly by the talent of the band, but I appreciate his vision that this is my vision and this is what we're doing. So
did they start touring for that before it came out?
They had to. It was supposed to be out, that tour, that Metallica tour.
I remember that because they did that tour. People were like, what songs are
Use Your Illusion wasn't out for the Metallica tour?
No. No, sir. No, sir. It was not out till September. Came out on my birthday in 1991. I was 21 years old. 21 years
92.
old. 91, sir. 91. You can look. It's 91. I've been like, this has been my whole week. This podcast. Anyway,
You're right. 91. I apologize.
Anyway, just a lot to consider. And then the first song.
No, that's the same year as Metallica Black Album.
Yes.
91.
The thing to consider. The thing to consider here is that You Could Be Mine, which I love, and is not everybody's favorite song. It's on 2. I love You Could Be Mine from the Terminator 2. I love Terminator 2. I love the Terminator movies. I would even consider getting a Terminator tattoo someday. It's in the planning, but not everybody else's favorite. But we'll get there next week. So before I continue, uninterrupted, allow me to discuss the albums of 1991. Maybe.
No pontificating.
As little as possible, but maybe the best year of the 90s. And we've done a few of these 90-year ones, but like 1991, these are the albums that came out at the same time as Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. And next week, we don't have to do this big build-up, and we don't have to do the albums of the year. So next week, be a little tighter, I promise. Anthrax, Attack of the Killer Bees, featuring Public Enemy and Bring the Noise, right?
Yep.
Armored Saints, Symbol of Salvation, their last album for a while, their first album with Jeff Duncan after Dave Burchard dies.
Who was also an Ocean.
Yes. Aspects, The Rack, great death metal band from Europe. Grindcore from South Carolina. Ace Suck, Anti-Capital, great. Debut EP from At the Gates, Gardens of Grief for the melodic death metal band. Atheist, progressive metal, Unquestionable Presence. This just got a 35th anniversary reissue. Autopsy, Mental Funeral, out now. This album sucks. Bang Tango, Dancing on Coals. Jesus Christ. Hate
what
that
a shitty band. Jesus Christ.
Bang Tango sucks by definition.
Yes, the 4th album by Bathory, Twilight of the Gods.
Good Lord, they're old.
British death metal, Benediction, The Grand Leveler. I always thought this band was underrated. Black Eyed Susan, Electric Rattlebone. This might be a Dawn record. Yes,
which one was that? So. Oh, was that the Black Eyed Susan? Yeah, that was Dizzy Dean Davidson's post Britney Fox band, and it was really good. That's
correct. Pretty good. Bolt Thrower, War Master, the classic. This fucking band is terrible, and I had the misfortune of seeing them live twice. Bonham, Mad Hatter, Jesus Christ, horrible.
I'm not going to pontificate too long, but I have to say I saw them open for the Cult with Dangerous Toys.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they closed their set with Black Dog, and there was this guy next to me, and we were in like the 20th row who's yelling, "You are not your dad! You're not your dad!"
I saw that tour, and then I saw them open for ELP on the Black Moon tour. I wish I could have ate a bullet that day. Speaking of Bullet, the Bullet Boys, Freak Show. I have no memory of this record.
It's great. THC Group, baby.
More death metal. Cancer, Death Shall Rise. Previous podcast subject, Butchered at Birth. Cannibal Corpse.
Ooh.
Is a Cannibal Corpse a zombie or a monster? Why isn't it not both? This is
I think it's just zombie.
Underrated band from Raleigh, North Carolina. Confessor, Condemned. Alice Cooper, Hey Stupid. Maybe an Alice Cooper series. Record. Coroner, Mental Vortex, good band, good album. A very underrated. What?
Coroner?
Coroner.
Oh, I thought you said Foreigner. I was like, no, Foreigner. Good band, no.
Well, we know the opposite is true. Previous podcast subject, future podcast subject, and album I just checked, not that one, but Corrosion Conformity, Blind, the album before Pepper takes over.
Great fucking album.
Carl Agel, also phenomenal. Crimson Glory, featuring Todd Latore. I Made a Rhyme, Strange and Beautiful, No Recollection. Debut album by Crowbar, Obedience Through Suffering. Crowbar series next year. Crowbar. The Cult, Ceremony. That Don saw that tour.
That's a great record. Good album. Love that.
Psycho Sluts from Hell, a band I used to see locally all the time. There's eponymous debut. I wish you were a beer.
Wish you were a beer.
I forgot this band was from Long Island. Danger, Screw It. No Recollection. I actively hate them. This is a good one, though. Dangerous Toys, Hellacious Acres.
Oh, that's a good album.
The second album by Dark Throne, Soul Side Journey. There's kind of a death metal album, not the black metal Dark Throne. We know Dark Angel, Time Does Not Heal. Good record. Also a classic, maybe a future podcast series on Death, Human, their progressive metal masterpiece.
Please, no.
Deceased, Luck of the Corpse. Dumb. Band from the Bronx, New York, just like me. Demolition Hammer, Tortured Existence. Phenomenal thrash with death metal vocals. Also death metal, Dismember, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. Another classic death metal album, Entombed, Clandestine. No memory of this album by Europe, Prisoners in Paradise. It was like a fucking terrible porn movie. Like jail porn.
That was
Evil
actually when
Dead.
they started to go the Deep Purple route, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It's
Evil
really good.
Dead. LA Thrash, Underworld. Good album. Fate's Warning, Parallel. Somehow their 8th album by 1991. Something is wrong.
That's a great
Why so
record.
many albums? Speaking of Stanton Moore, Galactic Cowboys, self-titled. Or is that Galactic?
No, he's just in Galactic, but Galactic
Intergalactic.
Cowboys were great.
Good band, yeah. Gamma Ray, Sigh No More, no good. Let's see. General Surgery, Necrology EP, nice. Gorguts, Considered Dead, their debut, pretty good. Grave, Into the Grave, there's even a festival named after it. Great death metal album. Use Illusion 1 and 2. Heathen, Victims of Deception. I have this on vinyl. Phenomenal. The horrifically terrible Halloween, Pink Bubbles Go Ape. Horrible.
What the
Horrible.
fuck is up with that?
Terrible. Horrible. They were like Celtic Frost. No one could do a worse sellout than Celtic Frost. And Halloween was like, hold my beers.
Is that like the
Das
glam
Boot.
album?
It sucks so bad, dude.
It's terrible.
Immolation, Dawn of Possession, maybe a future podcast series. One of Nick's favorite records of all time, Infectious Grooves, the plague that make your booty move. It's the Infectious Grooves.
Sassipius, goddammit!
Lascivious Illuminagic Jackson the Turd.
Magic Jackson the Third.
First album by Integrity, For Those Who Fear Tomorrow. Here's a band, if you had asked me in 1991 if I thought this band or White Zombie were going to be huge, I would have picked this band. Into Another. Look into them. New York City metal band. Ended up not making it, unfortunately. Kicks, Hotwire, Get Fucked. Richie, future Poison guitarist, Richie Kotzen, Electric Joy.
Great record.
Debut Caius EP, Caius series soon. Wretch. LA Guns, Hollywood Vampires, not bad.
That's a pretty solid record.
Here's a compilation from Yngwie Malmsteen, just no Yngwie J, the Yngwie Malmsteen collection. Get fucked, as Nick would say.
Does he like donuts?
Massacre from Beyond. I don't like fucking donuts. Fuck you. I love donuts. Another band, Master on the Seventh Day, God Created Master. You have that one, Nick?
No, I only have the Vindictive Miscreant one.
All right. Master's Hammer, Ritual, good record. Debut album by Meshuggah, Contradictions Collapse. This band is old as fuck. Metal Church, The Human Factor, featuring John Marshall, who would end up going on to sub for James Hetfield when he gets.
I have a
burned in that
Metallica record
accident.
with him on it. It's a boot
Okay.
from '86.
The self-titled previous podcast subject Metallica album, the Black Album, turned 35 last week.
That
Or
album
something.
sucks.
It does not suck. You suck. Both Monster Magnets' debut EP 25 Tab and their debut full-length album Spine of God.
Not as good as Raging Slab.
Way better. Morbid Angel, Blessed Are the Sick, and also the release of the aborted A album Abominations of Desolation. Previous podcast, I think, discussion. I don't know. Let's see. Black Metal, Morgoth, Cursed. Motley Crue, Decade of Decadence, horrible.
Horrible.
That was where the live SOS video came from. Fucking whack. Motorhead 1916. Mr. Big, Lean Into It.
Ugh.
That's To Be With You. It was a sing-along at my wedding of that song. Don't make fun.
Stop it.
Self-titled debut, Mr. Bungle. Nuclear Assault, Out of Order. The Obsessed, Lunar Womb. Future podcast series, Horoscope by Overkill.
That's a good
Ozzy
record.
Osbourne, No More Tears. I don't think we did that, did we?
We did not. We stopped
We
at
didn't.
Rest.
Yeah.
Which, oh my god, we should have gone one more.
We should
should've
just
gone one more.
pretend it
But
didn't
maybe we'll
exist.
do-
right to
We'll do a Dawn series with Ozzy.
Oh.
The debut album or the second album by Paradise Lost, Gothic, nice. Finally.
Also, the 10th album by Paradise.
Do you mean the second album that week?
The 90th album by Paradise Lost. Unfortunately for Nick, the debut album by Pearl Jam, 10.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Recent podcast interview with Dave Cruson, live now. You can check it out with me and Don.
Such a good guy too, by the way.
I did not abstain. I was sick.
I know. Pitch Shifter, Industrial, pretty good. This album sucks. Poison, Swallow This Live. Swallow This
You
live.
suck.
You suck.
There was nothing live about that record.
I still want it though.
So bad.
Primus, Sailing the Seas of Cheese. The third
How many
album.
more are there?
A few more. Calm down. The future podcast subject. Third album by Prong. Prove You Wrong.
Good.
Pungent stench. Been caught buttering. This is fucking dumb. I think it was supposed to be like a been caught stealing joke, and it does not work.
No, Ben caught stealing is a joke.
I know.
You can't
Queen,
joke about a joke.
Queen, Greatest Hits 2 and Innuendo. It's because Freddie dies and Bohemian Rhapsody re-enters the charts, making it the only song ever to come into the charts twice at number 1.
And then next year they drop Classic Queen and Greatest Hits.
Greatest Hits 2 is already out, so I just said it. Anyway, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic, previous podcast
subject. Got it.
Great record.
Most of it.
Again, we were asking about Kane Roberts, Saints and Sinners. No fucking, why does he have so many solo records?
He was terrible.
Possible future podcast subject, David Lee Roth, A Little Ain't Enough. Probably his best record.
I think it's
DMA podcast topic.
Beautiful record.
Beautiful. I got
the debut EP by Rotten Christ, Passage to Arturo. I Saw This Tour, Rush, Roll the Bones.
I like it where Getty raps.
Debut album, that's that record. Debut album by Saigon Kick. Fucking awesome.
So Banger Town.
When
you know
the
story?
Saigon Kick series.
Do you know that story about like my brother got engaged to get married and then told the chick the wedding song was going to be Love Is on the Way, and she dumped him the next day and turned gay. Gave him the ring back in tears.
At least she gave the ring back.
Can we tell Jason Bieler that story?
We can. We can. She got so mad. All right, almost done. I promise. Sabat and Venom, Samael, Worship Him, Sabotage, Streets, a rock opera. Fucking
Trans-Siberian Orchestra coming soon.
Basically.
And that was a
Temple of the Dog. Incredible. Look at all these banger records that came out this year. Sentenced, Shadows of the Past, Arise, Sepultura, Skid Row, Slave to the Grind, Slayer, Decade of Aggression.
Wasn't Black Sabbath and Pantera this year?
No. Later. Soundgarden, Bad Motor Finger, which was supposed to come out on the same day as Red Hot Chili Peppers and Nirvana or something, and it didn't. Obviously, Nevermind by Nirvana. Suffocation, Effigy of the Forgotten, hopefully a Suffocation series. Therapy, Baby Teeth. Thin Lizzy, Dedication. For the longest time, this was the only Thin Lizzy record you could get, and everything else was out of print. I normally don't talk about compilations. Tiamat, The Astral Street. Typo Negative's debut, Slow, Deep, and Hard. Ugly Kid Joe's debut EP, As Ugly as They Want to Be.
Better than you remember.
The Van Halen record this year is not terrible for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Tremendous record. Bite your tongue, sir.
I don't know about tremendous.
Love some Sammy. Love you some Sammy.
Good. I hate him. Good in places.
I hate everything he does.
Wham Bam Amsterdam just negates your fucking.
It's on balance. It's on balance.
Voivod, Angel Rat. I don't care.
Sucks.
Warrior Soul, Drugs, God, and the New Republic.
So good.
White Lion, Main Attraction, horrible. And last and not least, Wrathchild America, not Wrathchild. Wrathchild America 3D.
I will never forget Wrathchild America because I saw them on Inside Edition. Don't remember any of their music, but I remember the drummer's hair.
I also said the first time I ever saw Pantera was opening for Wrathchild America.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, real quick. Bands that broke up in 1991. Death Angel, reforming in 2001. Whitesnake, reformed in 2002. Sanctuary, reformed in 2010. They just played this weekend. Poison Fire CC DeVille after that drunken MTV Video Awards performance.
Lovely performance.
Leading to a fist fight backstage. Queen puts out Innuendo. Freddie Mercury dies of AIDS, unfortunately, the exact same day as Eric Carr of Kiss. Fucking terrible. Steve Clark dies from Def Leppard due to compression of the brainstem from excessive alcohol with antidepressants and painkillers. Three things that don't belong together. What a horrible way to die. More Than Words reaches the global #1 on the Billboard chart, the first mainstream success in North America.
That is extreme, yeah.
Skid Row,
Seeing them
Row's
tomorrow.
Slave to the Grind becomes the only 90s album of classic metal to debut at #1. Metallica, first thrash album to debut at #1. And Guns N' Roses, which we're going to talk about, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, debuted at the top 2 positions. Technically, it was Use Your Illusion 2 and then 1. First time ever a rock band has done this in the USA. I believe the Beatles did this. Dead from Mayhem kills himself after slitting both his wrists and then blowing his head off with a shotgun. Way to make sure you really did it. He left a note reading, "Please excuse all the blood." Europe took a decade off after their Prisoners in Paradise record with the terrible title. And the now classic Monsters in Moscow concert takes place to 1 million apparently Russians and a whole bunch of angry military with batons, featuring AC/DC, The Black Crowes, EST, Metallica, and Pantera. Pretty amazing. Well documented on the Pantera Vulgar video. All right. With that all out of the way, in a very generous hour of the show so far, who is ready for these 16 songs of the Brunt?
Oh my God, let's crush them.
Let's crush them. Not the
Yeah, man, I think we're ready.
Not that.
Steve is gone. You got to get Matt getting.
Hold on a second.
Oh, he's got one.
Matt Sorum in. Adler out.
Oh, he did it. That timing was impeccable, Don.
I've been planning this all week, man.
This might be Don's piece de resistance episode.
And I actually managed to get his head to be somewhat the same size. I had to print 3 times.
Steven Adler, bro. I'm glad he's still alive, but Jesus Christ.
I am too, but yeah.
The album opens with Right Next Door to Hell, about Axl's ex-neighbor who he apparently smashed in the face with a wine bottle. There's a story like this for every
Seems
song
accurate.
on here. Don, we'll go to you first today.
I think this is a banger of an opening song. Like it kind of set up it kind of set up the mood and the attitude of this album. And I think what I started to love it was that it started out with Welcome to the Jungle on Appetite, and now he's actually upgraded to a house that he has a neighbor with, so it's kind of like this kind of, but that he's still having issues. So great song though. I think
You know what? I will give you it. This completely sets it up for me. And that setup is, Nick, lower your expectations a little bit.
Ouch.
I don't like this one that much. So what you got, Keefy?
I love this song. Apparently, musically had been hanging around for a while. Axl, Izzy, and Timo Kaltio, who's a Finnish guitar player and songwriter, I think was a Hanoi Rocks guitar tech and friend of theirs, and eventually maybe even joined the band. I think this song kicks ass. I think realistically, there's 2 wolves inside of Axl. There's this Right Next Door to Hell, and the Garden of Eden, and then there's Live and Let Die, November Rain, and these Estranged. He wanted both these things at once, and the rest of the band was like, no, do more like Appetite. And the record label was like, please give us another Appetite for Destruction, please, don't fuck it up, please. Oh well. Next track. This is a Slash Izzy Duff composition, Dust in Bones. Good song. I always like the lyrics of this one. Gone.
I love that the second song is already featuring Izzy on lead vocals. And it's got so much swagger to it. And what I love about this though is that after hearing this, I was able to even go back to even Appetite and hear the contributions that Izzy put into each song. Because of course he's a credited songwriter on all of them. But you can hear this song and you go, okay, now I know where Izzy is throughout these other songs. I think it's fucking great. I love it.
I actually thought Izzy wasn't on this album originally. I did not realize. So there are times where yes, his contributions are amazing, and I prefer Guns N' Roses with Izzy Stradlin, and yeah, not it's a better song than the previous. However, Keefy.
GNR really, really wants to be the Rolling Stones, but actually, it's Axl and Izzy really, really want to be like Sticky Fingers. You know what I'm saying? Let It Bleed, Rolling Stones, and Slash and Duff want to be more punk rock or Aerosmith with a punk flavor. I love Dust and Bones. I've always loved this song. Fantastic song. Third song of the record is a cover. We talked in the previous 2 episodes about how much covers the band has always done since their beginning. They were already playing this live before the album came out. Paul McCartney and Wings' Live and Let Die from the James Bond album and soundtrack of the same name. And it was a huge hit in the 70s and is probably the second or third most popular James Bond song theme. So, Don, what do you think about this cover and all that goes with it?
I thought it was a great cover. I think this is where we started to see Axl spreading his wings a little bit and showing that he had some depth and that he was more. This is kind of a rare thing, I think, for a lot of bands, with the exception of like Skid Row, where they make such a different album from their debut. It's like, I feel like this was Axl kind of flexing a little bit. Like, hey, guess what? I'm more than Mr. Brownstone and I'm more than Welcome to the Jungle. And the fact that they could pull this off and do it so well, like, it's fun. I love it. And from what I understand, Paul McCartney at one time, I don't know when he was introducing the song, he says, right now I'm going to do a song by Guns N' Roses.
Oh, tremendous. Let me say, incredible. I only recently learned that Live and Let Die was not a Beatles song. I always assumed it was a Beatles tune, only to find out that it was a Wings cover. But great song. It's a great song, I could listen to Wings or I could listen to Guns N' Roses, and there's not a whole lot of, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's okay. It goes well with Axl's vocals. It's a fine song. Keefy.
By the way, Linda McCartney is the co-writer of Live and Let Die.
Get fucked, Linda McCartney.
Which 6 notes did she write?
I mean, whatever offbeat clapping. That was her.
She's the bender.
One of the centerpiece songs of the album and a huge hit single. Oh, and Live and Let Die was the 3rd music video released from the 2 Use Your Illusions. And I didn't even get into, like, Geffen was, like, constantly pushing back on these. They had, like, 40 potential songs for these 2 albums. And Geffen was like, no. And even Slash was like, dude, we can't charge, like, $70 for 4 CDs. Like, we're going to get fucking dropped by the label, or, like, we're fucked. We can't do this to our fans. And Axl was like, this is what I want. Don't Cry is a song that dates back to the early 80s when Izzy and Axl met up for the first time in LA after having grown up as friends in Lafayette, Indiana. And also features a pre-fame Shannon Hoon of Blind Melon on backing vocals. And there's a whole Shannon Hoon story if you want it, I can give. But Don, Don't Cry.
And at the time, Blind Melon was known as Brown Cow. They hadn't changed their name yet. I love this song. I used to be baffled as to why there were 2 versions of it floating around, but as I grew up and I became a songwriter, I understood that perfectly, because sometimes you can't give one up without the other. And I think that this one obviously has, it's got a personal feel to it, and like you said, I think it does check that it goes back that far. And it's like a little more than the average ballad. And I think it's also perfectly placed, to be honest. So
just going to point out real quick that in the Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 liner notes, it does say "fuck you, St. Louis." So eat a dick, Axl Rose, and Gilby Clarke in the video wearing a St. Louis Cardinals hat. But but it was a Navy.
I don't know what to say about that.
But it was a Navy St. Louis Cardinals road hat, which they hadn't been using at that point. So that's kind of tremendous. Also, I have never listened to the Use Your Illusions before this week. I've obviously heard the big songs, and what's really weird is the stuff that kept me from listening to the albums and digging deeper, like Don't Cry, is what I really much preferred. Don't Cry is tremendous. I fucking love this song. Keefy.
Incredible guitar solo. Something's wrong with my balls today. I don't know. They're bothering me. So squishy balls. Yeah, Don't Cry is great. Here's the quick story. Shannon Hoon arrives in LA. The only person he knows in LA is Axl. And he sleeps on Axl's floor. And Axl tells Rikki Rocket, hey, I need you to hire my best friend, came in from Indiana. He's a few years younger than me. But I need you to give him a job. Any job. You have to give him a job. So he sends him to New York, and he sleeps on Ricky's floor in Ricky's New York place. And he's Ricky's first. And in Ricky's words, he is the worst intern in the history of fucking interns. All he had to do was take messages and enter his phone, and he was fucked up the whole time and bullshitting about Brown Cow and telling people you should sign my band or hear my demo tape and not doing his fucking job. Anyway, next track up, number 5 out of 16, Jesus Christ, Perfect Crime / Izzy and Axl, right? Basically a punk rock heavy metal song. Done.
I still get pumped the fuck up when I hear this song, man. Like, I remember being so excited. Yeah, I went to the midnight release for both these when they came out. I was still in high school, and that was when albums were coming out on Friday. Was it Friday? They were coming out on Tuesday. Because I remember, because my dad was like very lenient about being out that late. But when I heard the song for the first time, I literally was like pumped the fuck up, and I still think it holds up. It sounds great. I actually think it's so good that it starts to make me forget what came before it afterwards.
I think this track is unfortunately not forgettable. It just doesn't. The two wolves was a great explanation, and unfortunately, Axl was not putting himself into the wolf everybody wanted him to be, and really, really cared more about the more progressive and big and embiggening of himself, because he was crazy. But unfortunately, the embiggening Axl, I think, works better on this album than the reductive Axl. Keefy.
So, Giant Man, not Ant-Man. I think
Correct.
I prefer Perfect Crime by Faith No More from the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack. Oops. Sorry about that song. There's a better version of Perfect Crime later on the album. Like, what they didn't get right with this, they get it right later. A song that I quite like a lot also is You Ain't the First by Izzy. Kind of sounds like Izzy doing the Rolling Stones. Don. Don is muted. Unmute yourself, Don.
This is one of the songs that I forgot about it because I feel like I didn't like it when I was younger and when it came out. I discovered that a lot with this album and with the other one, which we'll get to once we hit 2, but is that these songs hit a lot different when you're older, and that you've experienced different kinds of music and you've opened your palate's grown or whatever. So when I hear this, it's total Stones, but I just have this great image of them just sitting in the studio, just ripping on the slide, ripping on the guitar, just doing it very Keith and Mick kind of thing. So this album is like tripolar. It's like all over the fucking place. And I think that's what makes it so interesting.
That's what makes it the problem for me.
Oh,
is
no.
I don't. There are 3 voices, and I only like one of them, and this ain't it. I actually don't really remember this one. I've listened to it multiple times this week, and it just whoop, in one out the other. Keefy.
I think this is a case of like, hey, Patience was a huge global #1 song, and what's the other one on that record that's good?
None of them.
No, the other one beside that one.
Used to Love Her?
Yeah, Used to Love Her. Let's do another one. So You Ain't the First is another middle finger to a broad, another misogyny 101. But I think it's good. First West Arkeen contribution of the album comes in with Bad Obsession, one of the first songs written and demoed expressly for this record, but also maybe there was an original riff tape of Izzy, who had like the chorus of Bad Obsession and an older song they never finished, and then West came in with the rest of the song, and Izzy was like, oh, if I stick my chorus on that song, that's a good song. So done, Bad Obsession.
This is where it got ugly for me. I just, yeah, I felt like how Alex Lifeson described Paul Stanley when he heard Caress of Steel. Like I was like, I don't get it. I just, and even now it's just like, it's almost like it's trying to be Stones again. But I was like, sleaze rock Guns N' Roses surprisingly does not work. And I just didn't think this song, and it's not terrible. It's not unlistenable, but this is like a get up and go pee song,
We're in the soft underbelly of Load, Keefy.
Oh, the Load and Reload comparison is coming, my friend. Here's what I think about Bad Obsession. First of all, first appearance of Teddy Zigzag Andreatis on this album on harmonica. The previous harmonica is played by oh no, actually I think the harmonica is not Teddy, it's Michael Monroe.
Don's favorite. Indeed Michael Monroe.
That's right. Indeed. Sorry, Teddy comes in later, but he is on this record and tour.
Because actually appeared on Michael Monroe's album.
That's right. Dizzy Reed's first appearance on a song. I think Bad Obsession's fun. I used to love the lyrics. I called my mother, she's just a cunt now. She says I'm sick in the head. Great, horrible lyrics. Like, I wouldn't call any woman a cunt, except my mom, because she liked it so much. That was her nickname. I was pretty sure her name was Cunt my whole first 8 or 9 years as a child, because that's what my dad called her every day. Anyway, I don't think Bad Obsession's terrible, but I understand why it doesn't hit exactly for Nick and Don. Number 8, Back Off Bitch. Another hateful song about women. Don.
I love this one. It's so good. But you know what? This is one of those things where it's like, what I loved about Guns N' Roses and Axl in general is that these guys, they did not candy coat. Like Axl definitely lets you know how he felt about what and how he felt about who. And regardless of the lack of comfort, like this is the kind of thing, like when I heard it and I was playing it, my parents would walk by and go, don't hear this, but I think it's a great song. I don't know. Was it a live song? Did they play it live at all? I don't know I don't know what the track listing for like Use Your Illusions was live, but if not,
this
is a great
song. The belly
song.
is so soft at this point. Look, Axl, you don't need to purposely court controversy. It comes by you naturally. It's like your fucking family name, Axl Controversy Rose. Shit is coming. You don't need to do stupid ass songs like this, Keefy.
I think Prince would have sued Axl if he tried to call himself Axl Controversy Rose. Alrighty. We are now on the downside of the record, second half of the album. On their CD, double CD cassette thing.
Still a double album.
Double Talk and Jive, an Izzy Stradlin composition that was specifically written for this album. Done.
Double Talk and Jive, take the money, motherfucker. I just like, again, like I love this. I love this side of Guns N' Roses because what it was to me, it was, and even as goofy as this could be, like it was a growth from Appetite, but it was still Guns N' Roses not giving a fuck about anything. And I think that as I've gotten older, I appreciated that more and more out of them. And I think the song is great. I love it.
Double Talk and Jive and Izzy Stradlin composition. I love Izzy Stradlin. Izzy, get fucked. This song is fucking stupid. Keefy.
All right, fair enough. That is the end of the soft underbelly portion of the album because a lot of the rest of this is banger town. Number 10, Spotify Billions Club member, November Rain.
Billy, y'all.
November Rain, written by Axl Rose way back in the early 80s, the very first ever Guns N' Roses radio appearance in LA in 1984 or 5 has Axl playing November Rain and singing on piano. Incredible 3 guitar solos by Slash. Incredible, epic music video. What can you say about November Rain?
It's also got Joe Perry's 1959 Les Paul that
It does.
Slash
That
gifted
he-
back to
Back to him that he sold for drugs.
Gifted.
Yeah. I love this song. I mean, I think that this is another example of what I was talking about earlier about Axl's ability to kind of showcase that he had some depth as a musician, that he wasn't just a singer. He was a musician's musician when he wanted to be. And this was a good example of that. And have you heard the original version of this?
No.
It is pretty amazing that like that was 84 that he was doing that, like, because it had zero on Appetite at all. And the fact that it held up that long that they could do this, it's almost like I felt like he was waiting until he could give this the life that he wanted, which was huge.
Well, it took Metallica 4 records to make one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same concept, right? It's like,
Right.
you have this song, you have this thing you've given birth to, but like,
What's
you
really
don't have the
amazing-
concept, you don't have the money, you don't have the means to make it as grand as you'd like it. I think that was what happened here. It was that Axl said, you know what? I'm going to take that song that I loved so much, and now we're going to fucking make it huge. And
what's really amazing
well.
about this song is when I think back to the time when this was new, I looked at Axl as a joke. Oh, you're being ridiculous and blah, 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 and so pretentious and all that bullshit, right? But I listen to the song now, and I haven't heard this song in forever. I don't have this album. I don't have the next one either. But just listening to this song with no visuals of Axl's stupidity and Axl's dumbass clothes and Axl's butt crack as he's staring up through his gravestone that's translucent for some dumbass reason, while also Axl is having breakfast with his fiance at his own gravestone that Axl butt crack is looking up through. Fuck, this is a good song. This is the best song on the album. This might be the best song Guns N' Roses ever did. Keefy.
It might be their best song. I do want to say, popularly known as based on a short story by Del James, Without You, which goes back to the early 80s. Del James is still an acolyte and an affiliate of Guns N' Roses, and their camp tours with them. He's like Gatz's personal assistant. He was their road manager. And multiple versions of different songs have been lyrically based, either with lyrics penned by Del James or, in this case, the story Without You, which was apparently Axl felt like the inspiration for November Rain is Erin. Interestingly, that he was engaged to Stephanie Seymour already by this time and not quite divorced from Erin. So, oops. Next song, The Train to Bangertown, continues with The Garden, featuring lead vocals rapped basically by Alice Cooper, written by Del James and Rose and West Arkeen. Oh, fuck yes, done.
Nobody realized that the world needed Alice Cooper and Axl Rose on the same song until this song manifested. And this is one of the album's greatest moments, I think. I mean, I would call this a top 5 for this album. Like, it's fantastic. And you know what? Alice Cooper could fucking read Reader's Digest and it would sound hauntingly amazing. And I think that he's the perfect voice for, there was definitely a vision there, I think. And it definitely came to head. So I loved it.
Top 5 out of 16 songs. Yeah, I'd call it a D- too. It's not super tremendous. I remember listening to this thinking, is that Alice Cooper? What the fuck is this? And, you know, spoiler alert, I'm probably going to buy this album, which is weird. But as of right now, I don't need this song. Keefy?
I'll get to it in a minute, but I have a sort of like a summary point about you buying this record. The music video to The Garden was really special to me because it's kind of like follows Axl in New York City, and he gets off the 6 train at Bleecker Street where CBGB's was in the Bowery, and it's like an iconic New York City thing for anybody from another borough going downtown to Bleecker Street, to the punks, and that kind of scene was like an absolute hat tip there, and I love everything about it. And the song fucking rules. I don't care. Number 10, what I said earlier about like they're trying to do this thing and they do it better later. Garden of Eden, written by Axl and Slash, kind of heavy metal, punk, glam rock. Very notable music video also of the like one take music video with Axl in front of the ribbon mic. This is the song Bad Obsession, Back Off Bitch, Double Talk and Drive, Perfect Crime, all wishes it could have been. Garden of Eden.
Yeah, this is like probably my second favorite song on the record. Like it could have been Appetite, but even this song is a little too angry for Appetite, I think. Like it just sounds so good. And I always think of that video, like you said, it's like the one camera angle, like a wide angle, and they're all kind of crammed in like a triangle. And then when Slash goes to take a solo, he squeezes in front of everybody. He just does this, and Axl still finds a way to squeeze over. So
Axl's in the back, like doing this.
He's like, but
no recollection of this.
It could give you a spasm. You could get a stroke from watching it for sure.
It is a great, it's a great song. And also have to point out too, is if you ever get a chance, like look for the isolated Izzy guitar track from this song, and it'll fucking rip your face off. Because that guy is so understated in how he plays. But if you took him out of the mix, it would just not sound anywhere near how rocking it sounds, I love
it. They're going for the bigger rock stuff towards the end. I appreciate that. This is definitely better than the Alice Cooper song. I'm sorry, I don't like the Alice Cooper song. Man, when you make double records, when you make a single double record, you have got to be on point or you get a lot of squiffy marshmallow stuff. What if you did 2 double records on the same fucking day? Keefy.
Literally 40 potential songs could have been on this.
35 here.
Yeah. I also want to say
that far from what they did.
Yeah. You're not wrong. No lie detected on Nick. Like, you're not wrong. But like, I think this song's better. 4 songs left to go. Don't Damn Me, Axl, Slash, and some guy named Dave Lank I've never heard of.
Okay, I gotta pee just so you guys know.
I liked this one better when it's called Night Train.
You know what, Don? Nailed it. Keefy.
Nope, you're not wrong. Next, third to last song, Bad Apples, which is a weird, randomly just happened this way, but it's like an almost total band.
Guess things just
collab.
Happen that way. What is that? Is that a sketch?
Don't know. Done.
The closest thing Guns N' Roses ever came to having groove. Like, I feel like this is like a heavily groove song. I like it a lot, but again, kind of like the, what was it? Like 30 songs before this one that I was just like, I don't, where I was just like, I don't get it. Like it.
We're on the second soft underbelly of this record.
Like this one just didn't hit, but again, it's not insulting. Like it's like I could listen to it, but like
so
when I listen to it by itself,
records in this world have no soft underbelly. It's like 4 total. And if you do 2 double albums in a row, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, you're gonna get some squiff. You're gonna get some squiffy marshmallows, and the back half of this record, the last 4 are very forgettable for me. Sorry.
That is hella too bad, because this next song I love. Dead Horse, next to last. Go Don.
Love it.
I like this song better.
Because this is where we start to get into like I'm having a hard time even trying to put it to words, but it's really kind of like that. It's kind of a Stones. It doesn't sound like the Stones, but it's inherently like that kind of a vibe. It's that kind of slow whiskey draw playing backstage kind of thing. I think this works a lot better than, was it You Ain't the First? I think it works a lot better, but then when it kicks in, it's monstrous. I just love it because you don't know it's coming. I almost felt like I thought it was going to be all acoustic the whole time, and then it just bam kicks in. Great song.
Yeah, this song is much better than the previous couple, and better than the one that follows it. Keefy.
So I do want to say also, like, not only is this song when Dead Horse opens up, it fucking rules. I've never heard a Nutcracker better recorded in a perfect timing, clearly meant to invoke your nuts being in a vice than this
Jesus
song.
Christ.
What a great song. Dead Horse fucking rules. Axl apparently solo composition. The final track on Use Your Illusion 1 is Coma, directly referencing Axl and Slash's drug overdoses and near deaths in the lead up to this album, as well as Izzy, who was fired and had multiple near death overdoses and a stroke that almost killed him after he was kicked out. Done.
Yep.
Now I feel like Nick. Did we need 10 minutes of this? Probably
no, we didn't.
not. And to be honest, I think closing with Dead Horse would have been great.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking, we would have shaved this. I mean, you know, this. I mean, this would have made it.
We could have fit it on one record
dot.
if they'd cut this song.
Yeah. So
we could have squeezed all 65 minutes onto one record.
To me, this is where it goes from being creative to overindulgent. You know, and like we'll see a lot more of that in the future from Axl Rose, but this is kind of where I'd almost like to call this the catalyst of Axl Rose's overindulgence.
I am going to let Don speak for me because he nailed it better than I was going to.
I don't know if it's the catalyst, but it's absolutely the summary. Like, this is a reason. This could have been if you needed to put this thing out, and I think there's moments of the track that do work. The defibrillator, which is later used to great effect by Typo Negative in a song about drug overdoses. This meeting could have been a text. Like, this did not need a 10-minute song, and I saw them do it live on the very first comeback.
Oh my god!
And
I'm so sorry to hear that.
All of it.
No,
I think it was actually fun. Like, I was like, oh, this is unexpected.
What drugs were you on? Lots of them.
I was drunk, but not high that night.
He probably took my drugs from me in
June 26th. 2016 at the Not at This Lifetime tour kickoff. In summary, Don, how do you feel looking back? Okay, we acknowledge that this is bloated. This whole thing is bloated. This week, too many songs. Should have been one record, right? We acknowledge this should have been one really badass fucking record.
42 minutes. This thing is.
We'll do that next week. Shit. We'll keep in mind next week what to keep off of this and what to keep off the next one. But compared with Load and Reload, to me, this holds up better than Load and Reload 1 and 2. It's more songs that are shitty, but I think the better songs are better. And I love Metallica much more than Guns N' Roses. But now that I said that, Don, what do you think?
I have a lot more respect for it and admiration for it than I did when it came out, because even with the bloatedness of it, again, my ADHD brain and the fact, just being a writer and a lover of, we always talk about this, but my two favorite bands are the Dead and Maiden. It didn't used to be that way, but now in my 50s, when I'm listening to this album, I go, man, this covers a lot of ground. It's interesting. And I feel like you can be in any kind of mood and put this album on and there's something's going to hit for you. It is bloated. It is bloated because there's a couple of songs on here that I'm like, yeah, this one sounded better when it was this one. This one sounded better as this one. You didn't have to have 3 songs that sounded similar. But aside from shaving some of it off, like, I really enjoyed this one more so. I'm
going to agree with what Keefy said, because the songs off Load and Reload that I love unnaturally, and there are a bunch of them, none of those songs would anybody call a classic. I think Bleeding Me is Metallica all-time banger. Okay. There's no other song on Load that anybody thinks that. I think 2x4 is an all-time banger. They abandoned that song 30 years ago. So, but if you look at this album, there are multiple Guns N' Roses classics. However, Guns N' Roses only put out 6 goddamn records and only 3 records with this lineup. Not even this lineup. So it's a bit of a different story. But you know what? I'm probably going to buy this album. Almost definitely. But they're trying too hard and not hard enough simultaneously, which means Heron. Keefy, wrap this
Drugs.
up.
That's what happens when you're on drugs, and you get the sex part gets forgotten about, and you do the drugs and rock and roll part way too much, and you get 16 fucking songs.
That's the full Nikki Six. Hi, I'm Nikki Six. I just
Thomas Baker, we wanted you on Appetite for Destruction and settled for Mike Klink. You were too expensive. David Geffen said you were too expensive. David Geffen, who wiped his ass with $100 bills, that guy, and jerked off into sacks of money.
Oh they couldn't pay him off with coke. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. This album came out on my birthday. These two albums. This was a huge moment in time. We don't have to do a post-mortem on the year. I'm going to take us home. We'll be back next week to close it down with Use Your Illusion 2. And we are going to construct maybe a theoretical one album for this. And we're going to do a tier list of these 4 GNR records. You have been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast, the Ghost Cut Joint. Podcast. It's a podcast.
I'm doing the Flava Flav.
Yeah. Flava Flav.
And I'm Matt Sorum. I'm very happy to be here.
Podcast.
Axl fucking hates that guy. It's a cult joint. You know, we're hosted by our host Nick Boom Boom Cameron and Don Delamont. Dixon Cider. Deep down inside.
I demand that I be referred to as Dixon Cider from now on.
Dixon Cider from now on.
Grow up.
That's the Glacially Musical Podcast. It does not play in Peoria. GNR played in Peoria on the Use Your Illusion tour. We still have not, but maybe we will someday.
I've played like slot machines in Peoria. East Peoria.
I've played with my